Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Hokey smokes, definitely a good thing. I have a med manager appointment today to talk about my, methylphenidate hydrochloride, my generic Ritalin, and I still think it's working well and doing the job, and that's a good thing. So, yay, I'm going to get that done. Of course, because of that, it's a bunk. It's a break in routine, and so I'm kind of anxious, nervous about stuff. Yay! Still hoping to get some things recorded today. I need to get some reactions done. It's been a time since I've done that. And, I don't like the gap. But, of course, to front load the video, hey, if you could interact with the YouTube algorithms and toss me a like if you like what you see in here. If you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, that too would be very cool. If you could leave me a comment, that would be very awesome. I love comments. I try to answer when I can. Definitely a good thing on that. And, of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon.com patrons, these beautiful and awesome people. I am on disability. I am broken. I cannot work physically. And without these people here, I would be hosed. My disability barely covers my rent. And without anyone's help, it's not good. So I would like to thank each and every one of these people for helping me out and helping me survive. It is a good thing. Thank you so very, very much. Definitely a good thing. If you'd like to become a patron and help me out, in the video description, there are links to my Patreon. Thumbs up for that. But of course, now that that part's over, Hokey smokes. Not a ton has happened. It has been cold and wet and rainy, and part of that is what I want to talk about because it's almost Christmas, and it hasn't gotten cold enough to like freeze. I mean, maybe there's frost on some mornings, maybe, but generally it's just been raining every day. It's not cold enough to freeze, and it's almost Christmas. So yay. Part of the weird thing about that, of course, is in my videos, you may still see them doing this. I've got tiny moths that come flying around. I got my window open 24/7, and there are lights in here when it gets dark, because I'm in here, and it gets dark like 3 o'clock. So moths come flying in. And you'd think, gosh, how many moths can there be? Oh my God. Everywhere. When I go out walkies at night, there are moths, these tiny little moths that are flying around in here. They're everywhere outside. There's been no freeze. And so there's tiny little moths everywhere. I mean, I don't mind. Moths are fine. I mean, bugs on their own are kind of hideous and nightmarish if you look at them up close. But even at that, I mean, it's life. So they fly around, and if they get annoying, I take care of them. I don't like killing bugs or anything else, but occasionally my irritation gets too much for me, and gotta take care of them. They're everywhere. It's just maddening. Which also, I wanted to talk about this one as well, because really, really quick and silly, the first thing that happens when I wake up in the morning, I get active and I start getting a little bit wheezy. I'm tossing and turning, and because I do smoke cannabis for pain control and mobility, my lungs and all that do take a little bit of damage. But also, I do have minor allergies, and I do have a minor adult onset asthma, and so I'm always a little bit wheezy anyway. But I get wheezy and coughing as I start to wake up, take off my sleep mask, which has filtered air, and immediately filtered air in that it's got a little filter and it runs air through it, and then the air goes into my lungs. Immediately my nose starts to run. Oh, Hokey smokes. Drank some soda just before beginning, so of course now the gas wants to escape. But my nose starts to run immediately, and I got even more wheezy. This morning was pretty good. I barely got wheezy, but everything started running up here, which I've had sinusitis my whole life. It's just my nose runs every single season of the year. During the summertime, massive amounts of pollen. I have allergies, and then I get wheezy. My nose runs, and my eyes don't get itchy, but so much stuff clogs them up that they just, it's like having, like your eyes filled with pollen. So there's summer, it's bad and wheezy and my nose runs, and then winter, well, it's not winter, but autumn, it gets a lot wetter, and I'm also allergic to leaf mold, so my nose runs and I'm wheezy from that. And then there's winter with the winter makes your sinuses and such do fun stuff, and I also have the asthma thing, so I'm wheezy and my nose runs during the winter. And then comes spring with all the dust in the air, and that makes my nose run. So there's not a single point of the year when I am not constantly blowing my nose and sneezing. It's so joyous getting older in that fashion. You gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, some of my sneezing though. When I sneeze, it's like 2 or 3 at a time, and these are full body. They are exhausting. Once it's like sneeze, and then I can just feel it just waves over like, ugh. Just a feeling of fatigue and ugh. Not a good feeling after a really heavy sneeze. Joyous on that. Past that though, with the whole world and the way things are going on, I'm just going to say real quick, I do not think things are going to be very good here in the United States very, very soon. I don't like to get political. I don't really like to talk about current events. I like to talk about me and my stuff for my mental health. It's the mental health part. I'm narcissistic like anybody. Everybody has a small bit of narcissism in them, and that they like attention on them. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about me. It's like me. I am the main character in the movie in my head. So yeah. But I also am not narcissistic in that I don't think I'm all that. I'm all that in that everybody is. We all have our own talents and special abilities and creativities, and even a person you don't like can probably do something really silly, stupid, but something you go, whoa, I wish I could do that. Because there's dumb stuff where people can do, like, flip a pen and then catch it in a weird way, and it's like, God, I wish I had that sort of dexterity. And they're just little things. Everybody's got them, so yeah. Okay, so life being life and all that, I've just been walking, exercising, doing what I can, and that's good. I mean, I'm being pressured by life and lack of money. And one thing I do gotta say is, if anybody's gonna send me anything at all, they need to do it not moderately quick, but moderately quick. Every 6 months I have to pay for my post office box, and for like the past 6 some odd years I have had a post office box. I can't pay for it anymore. It used to be like $50 every 6 months to pay for it. With my rent having gone up $100 every month, that's an extra $1,200 I don't have anymore. With my post office box being $200 a month, $200 a year, I can't pay for that anymore, and nobody sends me anything. I get like a postcard or two a year. I can't justify paying for my post office box anymore. So when it comes up for renewal, I think it's like November, December, January, February, March, April, sometime around after January and such, I can't afford to renew it. So that's, if you've noticed, I've taken the little, hey, send me stuff thing out of the video here, and I'm going to take it out of the video description, and then it's going to have to lapse because I can't pay for it. I'm trying not to become homeless. As it is, I mean, I do have, and I hate to admit it, but I need entertainment because this is, I'm a human being. I do spend that, $15 a month on PSN? And $15 a month on Game Pass Ultimate, and I think there's like $15 a month for Humble Bundle. Well, that's like $45 every 3 months. I'm not even sure I can afford $45 every 3 months for these things now because things are so tight. So yeah, if you're gonna send me anything to the post office box, it's gotta be like before February, March, or April. I'll let people know when I get the final. You need to pay by the end of the month because then it's gone. But past that, I'm still trying to be creative. I'm still trying to think of stuff. One of the things on the whole inside-outside, I talk about how fluid well, how about that? I talk about how fluid geography is on the inside. One of the things, of course, I want to make sure to stress is even though geography is very fluid on the inside, and especially on the razor's edge, I keep saying that intelligence, with the quantum knotting of intelligence, how that has a dampening, a tuning effect. And yeah, even though you can't travel anywhere in the inside of the razor's edge without the glamours, with the dampening / attuning effect of intelligence, you can within that area. I mean, if you're on the outside, but if you're on the inside and you're not around any great mass of intelligence, yeah, you're going to be wandering into different layers and places. Could be every 50, 100, 200 steps, because that's how you have to travel. But with the dampening / attuning effect of intelligence, towns and cities and such are stabilized. Apple Rock is several kilometers from one side to the other, and you don't need glamours to travel there. And in fact, urban mapping is a very important thing. You can't do rural mapping in that it's anything outside the quantum dampening effect, because that's all extremely fluid. But like Apple Rock is always Apple Rock, except of course when it's not. Because even though there's that dampening, there are objects and people, locations and situations where things don't work the way they're intended. And that's when, like once a year, as you're just wandering through your hometown or whatever, you come across a different layer without without needing to be there. As I've mentioned, that's how like people that will go through Tonasket Valley can occasionally find neighborhoods that they've never seen in parts of a valley that shouldn't really exist. I mean, Tonasket Valley is like to picture a valley in the world here. But you can find places in Tonasket Valley where you're overlooking the several 1,000-foot drop into the deep and dark primordial jungle at the base of the valley. It takes about a year to be able to wander there because of the dampening effect, and these things do lose cohesion, and sometimes spots pop up and things get there. There's a lot more there than out here. But because of that dampening effect, yeah, they can go back in Apple Rock after the kaiju has gone and rampaged and eaten all those people, and they can get the maps that were made like 100 and some odd years ago because that dampening effect of intelligence. It's just, you can't travel between and out without them. And we still don't know what they are, of course. Now, of course, the last thing I wanted to say, because I've talked about some stuff and I'm running out of time, but unlike here on the outside, on the inside, there's almost an infinite amount of stuff that things could be. Our door here in the United States, the ones that I talk about, because there are almost an infinite number of doors, and each door opens up into a different place on the inside. Because it is just infinite, limitless potential. There are places where, remember when the dinosaurs, they traveled into, and in their time, there is a door, and so there is a place where there are an infinite intelligent dinosaurs where they go through in waves. Because, as stated, people have always existed on the inside. They were just waiting for us on the outside to show up. There's a lot of creation on the inside. And when we showed up out here, well, we got attuned to them on the inside. And there are times when, well, like Apple Rock has been depopulated, and through the millions of years, or billions, or trillions, that time has existed on the inside, that there's waves of people, and then things happen, and then there's no one for a long time, and then more colonization, and then things fade out, and then there's no one for millions and years, and then whoosh from another layer, and there's people. And we're just lucky that there are people on the inside right now when we showed up. So, yay on that. Hopefully next time I'm going to actually talk more about the creation of the Speleodoncus by Old Ray, how it happened, what a powerful being it is, and such like that. But I have opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and Hokey smokes. Barely any comments at all. More than 0, which is a thumbs up on that. So thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count American Sign Language, well, with my depression, fibro, brain fog, cannabis use for pain and mobility, Hokey smokes my memory. Roxanne Tom, THOM, thumbs up and thank you. And I'm not really okay, but I'm alive. Fuck the population, thumbs up and thank you. Underground VXULT and then an exclamation point, thumbs up and thank you. It's Salih, thumbs up and thank you. Cardiologist, I don't know what those are, but thank you. And then we have Pepe Bater, thumbs up, I guess. Not sure about the comment or the name, but Travis Frost, thumbs up and thank you. Lil Syrup, by gum and by golly. Larry from Space, good to see you in the comments. Ben B, thumbs up and thank you. We have Amy Street, greatly appreciated, and that is it. 11 people left me comments in the past 24 hours. Definitely a thumbs up, greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. Even though it's just in text for a short period of time, you get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people. It is appreciated, definitely a thumbs up. With my hands in the air, I do not know what device you're watching this on, but within the show more, the video description, I have links to all my various channels, Ration channel, Game channel, Creative channel. If you could check those out, that'd be awesome. Definitely a thumbs up. And of course, there are also links to things like my Twitter, my Facebook, my Patreon, and of course, and once again, I would like to thank each and every one of these Patreon patrons. Literally, they help to keep me alive. I cannot work, and 99% of my disability goes to my rent. The fact that these people are willing to help me out and keep me and my pets alive is awesome and definitely appreciated. If you could become one of these beautiful and awesome people, that too would be beautiful and awesome. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Of course, if you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have a link to a PayPal where if you can send me anything you have, I'm not above grubbing for your spare cash. We got next to nothing. Anything helps. If you'd like to help me out without sending money, I do have a PayPal. I do have an Amazon wishlist link with things like cat food and hamster bedding and such like that, so if you could give me a hand by checking that out, it would be definitely appreciated. Now, of course, to not feel obligated, I do not feel entitled, and if you cannot or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest, so thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my assistants, the definite thumbs up, and of course, if you can hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool, definitely a thumbs up. One day soon, I'm going to get like one of those quick things that a lot of the other channels do, where they compress it like into 10 seconds, so I don't have to spend all this time talking and yakking, which nobody watches and listens to anyway, but if you do, thank you very, very much. Ooh. Of course, these are a good foundation for life. In my view, they're a good foundation. They're not everything you need, but they're a good start. So, take a look at those. Give them a shot. Be creative, keep your brain working, use it or lose it, be positive because being negative only hurts you and others, and seek balance because bouncing off the walls doesn't help you and is not healthy. And with the Covfefe bug still raging, all the variants out there that are mutating, please, if you don't have to go out amongst others, don't. If you do, maintain your social distancing, wear a mask, wash your hands often, try not to touch your face. Get the vaccine if you haven't. Get the booster if you can. We gotta get through this. You don't want to suffer the consequences. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. We'll see you on the flip side. Well, quite frankly, I still think that's a very good thing.